Hi there, I'm Chef Lauren Smith, and this is Conscious Culinary, where we show you how to cook with natural partners, manufacturer partners products for quick, simple, easy recipes that are healthy and fun. Today we're featuring Widsom. It's a wonderful manufacturer out of California that carries a beautiful line of protein powders called Whey. It is a very, very high quality product. They're non-denatured. Their cows are grass-fed year-round, no antibiotics, no hormones. It's like the best quality you can get for a whey protein. They have a beautiful vanilla and chocolate flavor, but what's unique about them is that they have a neutral flavor. So it really is a chameleon and it can blend into anything. It hardly smells like anything. There's very little bit of a taste to it, so it's almost just a little bit milky. So it can be blended into anything, like I said. So what I was gonna do today is play around with an applesauce. It sounds kind of simple, but it's a great recipe to have, to know how to make for your kids or at home. It'll save you a ton of money. So we're gonna play around with it and put some fall and winter fruit into it. And we're gonna add the Vital Whey at the end. It blends in beautifully, you don't know it's there, and the best part is you can sneak it in on kids that aren't getting enough protein. So I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. To get started on this recipe, you want to start off with about 6 small apples chopped up. And that'll come out to about 2 cups of chopped apples. So it might be 2 big apples, I use little ones, so it was 6. And then I have 2 kind of unripe pears. You'll see when we cook them that they break down. Now typically when you get manufactured applesauce, it's going to be boiled or cooked in some way, shape, or form to make it softer so it can be pureed. We're gonna roast it so that everything intensifies. It gets this kind of sweet caramelized flavor. And we're gonna add some fall spices into it that just like throw it over the top. So I have 2 pears in my 6 apples, and you're gonna throw it right on into a baking pan. And just mix everything up a little bit. We're going to throw this into a 400-degree oven for 20 minutes. We want the pieces of apple and pear to be really nice and soft. After the fruit has baked and gotten nice and soft, you want to see it just kind of pliable and mushy like this little piece of pear. You just want to throw it into your food processor. If you don't have a food processor, I would recommend using a blender, but what you're going to want to do is use it in batches because it's going to be hard for a blender to do the whole batch, right? And also what you'll notice is that I kept the skin on my fruit. With apples and pears, there are beautiful nutrients inside the skin, so it's like, why get rid of them if you're gonna blend it up anyways? It's not a consistency thing, it's not a flavor thing, so keep it in. I guarantee you if you adopt eating the skin on your fruit and vegetables, you're gonna really enjoy the health benefits of it, and you'll start to enjoy the flavor. So I have my apples and pears. And to that, I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of a crystallized xylitol. Now, of course, you can use whatever kind of sugar you want. You could use agave nectar, you could use honey, you could use organic sugar, whatever works best for you. And then in here, I have a pinch of clove and a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, those fall delicious flavors. And I'm going to start off by adding a teaspoon at a time of a good organic orange juice. And this is just going to be my liquefier. But we want it to be like an applesauce, not runny. So I'm going to put the top on and we're just going to pulse it to get the big pieces of fruit mushed up. And once everything's nice and smooth, we'll add in the Vital Whey. Okay, so you can see once I start pressing and things stop moving, that means it's getting really thick, so I need to thin it out. Okay, so that's been going for about a minute. And what you'll see is we have a really beautiful consistency. There's going to be some little flecks of brown from the roasted skin. Now, for me, that's not a big problem at all. It like smells beautiful, it tastes beautiful. But if you have kids especially that have weird things about the color of their food, a great trick is like throw a handful of frozen blueberries in there, or maybe a handful of strawberries, or some grape juice or some cranberry juice. And that'll adjust the color to a purple or a pink, something that's more palatable for a picky kid. Something to try. So what we're gonna do now is just add in the Vital Whey. Now I'm gonna do 2 scoops. Now each scoop is about 16 grams of protein, so that's fantastic. especially if you're like in a rush in the morning and try to get good, healthy protein down your kids' mouths before they go to school. Great way to do it. And then I'm going to add another teaspoon of my orange juice just to make sure that that whey blends in really nicely and that it gets silky smooth. All right. So you'll see immediately that the whey in this boosted the volume. So a little goes a long way. And that's way better, no pun intended, for the actual sugar and calorie content of a serving of this, right? So once this is done blending, just make sure you get rid of the blade out of your food processor. And then I just store it in an airtight container, and it's good for up to a week. Just take a little spatula and make sure you get everything out. And you know, like I mentioned before, you could do any kind of berry to change the color of it and flavor of it. Raspberry tastes amazing with this because it's tart and it's pink and it's pretty. And then also, if you wanted to, at the end, add in a whole banana, and then you'd have this like banana applesauce. Ridiculously good. So there's a bunch of ways to play around with it and make it yours. And I mean, if you buy an organic gourmet applesauce in the grocery store and the packets and everything, you're gonna be paying way too much money for them. Put it in Tupperware and make it at home yourself. It's like way better. And then just to show you, for a little serving at breakfast, it's a couple scoops. And it's fluffy and light and soft because of that beautiful Vital Whey. And I just sliced up a little piece of apple, but you could do berries, banana, whatever. You don't even have to garnish it. There's a pretty little garnish. And there's just a gorgeous way to make a really fun, easy applesauce. And I gave you all those fun ways to play around with it and make it yours and add different fruit and change the colors and do all sorts of fun stuff. But the real secret ingredient behind this is the Vital Whey from Widsom, because it's neutral, you can hardly taste it, it adds great volume. And it adds, of course, the benefit of antibiotic, hormone-free, grass-fed cow whey protein. I mean, you couldn't do anything better than that. So it's simple, it's easy, it'll save you money, and I know you'll love it. So thanks again for watching this episode of Conscious Culinary. And make sure you check us out at www.naturalpartners.tv, where you can find an awesome array of cooking videos, and as well as our YouTube site. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time.